You are listening to Ask the Answers podcast. Join me, Adele, as I uncover the knowledge, inspiration, and empowerment the psychic world has to offer. Let's begin. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ask the Answers podcast with me, Adele. And today we have the lovely psychic Kayla joining us. Hello, Kayla. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Embracing this cold weather that is upon us now.
Oh, I'm loving it. Nice and frosty out there.
Oh, do you like it? Oh, I can't stand the cold weather.
I like all seasons.
When were you born? Are you a winter
When
baby?
I was born April.
Oh no, so not well. They're sort of coldish. Well,
Sort
getting
of
a bit warmer.
coldish.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about the weather. Let's find out a little bit about yourself. So, Kayla, you work on Ask the Answer, obviously on the phone lines as a psychic.
Yeah.
Tell us how did that all begin? You know, how did you know you had the psychic ability?
I knew about 2020. I realised that I had gifts. Well, all my life as a child, I've known, like, I've always been into witches and, you know, just the unknown stuff and stuff like that. But I didn't realise that I had gifts when I was younger. I just thought, oh, it's a ghost story. Oh, is there any ghost? A ghost real? Stuff like that. You know, being through a lot of trauma and, you know, growing up and I was in an abusive marriage for 10 years. I had 4 children out of it. And then coming out of that marriage, it's like something just changed within me. And then I moved cities, and then my foster dad passed away, and seeing his body and holding his hands, it just done something to me. It's
Yeah.
I can't explain it. It just done something. And then I remember on his anniversary for his death, or was in Spirit, it might have been one of them. It was a snow moon full night in 2020, and I remember looking up at the moon. I could see the little orbs, and I was like, oh, there's my dad. And then on that night, I woke up the next day and I was completely a different person. I didn't know who I was like, oh my God, who am I? What's happening? I felt like I was in an illusion. And then I just realized I could sense things and feel things. And I was like, wow, this is all new to me. So I was calling up like the mosques, the Christian churches, thinking, oh, what's happening to me? I feel like I'm going crazy. And they were just saying you're having a spiritual awakening.
Oh, wow.
And it was really, it was hard at first because I didn't know what was happening to me, and I didn't have no one around me to explain. And I lost 2 stone in a week. I was sick. I thought I was sick, but I wasn't. I was just waking up. My body was waking up with the dormant DNA and the energy. And then I just started seeing flashes of light and faces. I couldn't sleep for about 6 months because every time I closed my eyes, I'd just have a face. And I didn't understand what was happening. And then I started searching up spiritual awakenings, and I found this lovely woman called Rebecca Campbell on YouTube, and she just explains. We're just following a lot of people. And then I remember I was in the market one day and I was speaking to a lady, and I was just talking to her, looking at it, and she went to me, how did you know that? And I was like, why? What did I say? Because I can't remember. So I used to give people readings without me even knowing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then it all just started from there. It was, I went through the trauma, but look where I am now.
Yeah, exactly. So during obviously your difficult times, were you sort of completely shut off to it? You weren't in the right space to obviously connect at that time. But you mentioned you had, experiences as a child when you were innocent, and you had maybe gone through the trauma that you went on later on in life. So it was there at the beginning, then it sort of shut off, and then it came back through when you came out of the other side.
Yeah, because I shut myself off, obviously. I was in care from the age of 4. I was, of course, as a child, I was always in the system. And then my mum was going through a hard time, with abuse and stuff like that. And, I feel like, growing up, I had to close it all off because I didn't realise what I was doing. I didn't know I was a psychic. I didn't know I was a healer. I just didn't know anything. And, because I've been through some sexual abuse as well, and a lot of trauma growing up. I was in children's homes all around the country.
Oh, Jesus.
So I think I've had to just close everything off and work on myself. But coming out of it, then when I found my real family when I was 16 and I moved to Wales, to Cardiff.
I grew up in Newport.
Oh, did you? Yeah. My family are from, actually, my mum's side's from Newport.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I know the area quite well. I used to party in Cardiff back in the day.
Yeah. I used to love going out partying back in the day.
Mixing with some different spirits.
I know. I wish I would have known back then when I was younger what I know now, because my life would be be completely different. But it's crazy. A lot of people, I ask a lot of psychics, and I call them light workers. Light workers and star seeds. I just call them all different things. I'm like, how did you come into your gifts? And most of them have gone through the trauma. I've gone through what we've been through. So I think it's in everyone. You've got it. It's in it's in all of us, but it's like it's in different stages of our lives. That's when we choose to open up to it. And I did try and close myself off 2 years ago. My uncle had to get me on a Zoom, Facebook Messenger video call, and he had to help me, he had to ground me, and then he explained to me what was happening. But now it's like I'm just, and I don't know, it's so strange.
And it's a nice energy, do you know what I mean? It's peaceful, it's
gorgeous.
pure, it's it puts you. I worked with a psychic program for about 15 years, and it was the best place for me to be at that time, because I lost my brother when I was a lot younger, and my dad passed away quite young, when I was quite young, in my 20s. And in your 20s, you're still trying to find yourself. You don't really know who you are at that time. And that's when I was on the psychic show. And it was almost like, again, I was being looked after by this big psychic family that was keeping me grounded, that was keeping me looking at the positive side. And I used to always say, I don't want my dad to go. I don't want my dad to go. And by the end, because I saw him suffering so much, I sort of came to peace with it. I wasn't scared of it. And I was almost like, please take him. I want him to be out of the suffering. I'm happy for him to go. I know he's going to a good place. And I wouldn't have known all of that if I hadn't been involved with all the psychic awareness and being grounded and accepting, sometimes we pass and we move on. I would have been quite sort of off the rails and really sort of lost, I think, if I didn't have that around me at that time.
And that's lovely. Yeah, that's lovely to have that with a community or people around you. Well, I didn't have that, and I was looking for it. I was like, well, what's happening? Can you help someone help me? So I've never done no courses in anything, no psychic development courses. I've had to literally teach myself, but I shocked myself. Like yesterday I took my friend for a Costa date. She's one of my mods on TikTok, because I do TikTok lives quite a lot. And she come down, and her partner's kid's dad's just passed away. So we were sitting in the coffee shop, and I don't even try. I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, he said he's looking through a window, or there's something happening, something about a window and a dog. And then she called me up. She went, Kayla. I went, what? She went, what you said to me yesterday. She went, his dad's back window only got smashed in, and it's got a crack in it. So his son was looking, and I still shocked myself. I'm like, how did I know that? But
and it must be nice when that happens naturally. But
I love
also on the flip side of that, it must be sometimes a lot of pressure. And even, like, it could be in any industry, when somebody says, give me a message, I want to connect with this person. It's like when somebody says to me, I used to be a dancer, but if somebody said to me, right now, make up a dance routine, I'd be like, don't put me under that pressure. Give me a week to learn a routine, and then I'll tell you what it is. We're not like, performing monkeys.
I do get that, because I get it all the time. Sometimes I go to my local market, and I'm giving the girl a reading in the shop, because they all know me down there, so I give it a reading. But then other people are coming up to me like, oh, can you do this? Or can you feel this? Or can you tell me this? And I'm like, I'm not a horrible person. I work from the heart. So I'm just looking at them thinking, I'm sorry, but I've closed myself off. But I have had pushy people coming to me, and I'm just like, because my energy drains quickly, and I'm very sensitive, and I'm empath as well. So, but I like my healing abilities more sometimes.
And people, exactly that. That's the really nice side of it, because when people do want those sort of answers, or they're so desperate, some people are really desperate out there that they want those answers, and they want everything yesterday, because everything's so fast paced in the world, don't we? We want to know everything yesterday. So when they don't get that, it can be quite frustrating, or then they can then, I suppose, like, then become quite nasty in the fact that you're a psychic, or you're no good at this.
I've been called crap, I've been called fake, I've been called everything, but I just bypass them. And I do a lot of, even though I work on this, I do a lot of TikTok lives, and I run women's circles every month, and I've got a lovely WhatsApp group. So I do get the pushiness, and I've had to remove a lot of women. But that's only because they're probably not on. They haven't healed enough on their journey. No one's evil, no one's bad. But I just
tell us a little bit about the healing side of things then, because this is nice.
So the healing I did, the only thing I done a course in was my angelic Reiki. I done the level 1, level 2, and then I went on and done my masters. And it was just the best, the most amazing experience I've ever had. I felt like I had another awakening doing my Reiki, and it was a 3-day course, and I just felt elevated. I just felt all the angels, all my ancestors come in. But before that, I was a natural healer anyway. But I just wanted to do a course to understand about your chakras, how to use it. And it was just the best thing I've ever done in my life. And now I'm helping all women heal through trauma. And then I done my UC Holy Fire Masters in that, and then I done a course. I know a lot of people don't know about light language, so I done a 3-day course in light language. But before that, I could speak it. It's basically your soul's dialect. I connect to the cosmos, I connect to the stars, I connect to the ETs. I call myself a starseed, like I'm from a planet come down. I'm living a human experience. So I heal people through the heart. I connect into my heart, and then I'll do all my hand movements, I'll speak, and then that'll send frequencies to wherever it needs to go in your body.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes, I
You
am
do?
one. I am one.
How funny.
I call myself a starseed
Yeah.
from the planet Lyran, which is half feline. I've actually got a tattoo on me.
Oh wow, yeah, nice.
So I actually call myself a feline being. I've had a past life in Sirius, which is a water planet, as a mermaid. So I can sing angelic frequencies, tones from my voice. And Georgia on Ask the Answer was saying I can do like a little heart healing, and I can post a video. I'll send it to her. So
Oh, it's like a little mermaid.
I can give you a demonstration if you want.
Yeah, I'd love to, definitely.
Okay. So we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths into the heart. You can close your eyes also, because you'll feel something. So I'm just going to sing some angelic tones. That was just a little sneak peek.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. What a lovely voice. That's incredible.
I don't big myself up at anything, but when I found out I've singed all my life, like I love singing. But when I opened up Spiritry and I realised, wow, I can make tunes. It makes me feel good inside, and it heals me as well. Yeah.
Do you know what? This is so interesting because, again, a bit off track, but sort of related to what you just mentioned there. So I'm doing a few courses for a gym that's opening near us. And it's like a spin cycle boutique cycling class I'm teaching. And
spin.
Spin. But this one's like to music, and it's like riding to the beat and stuff. But one of the tracks which is compulsory to do in this is called Mood. And I don't know if you ever heard this. It's Gilgamesh. Have you ever listened to Gilgamesh? And it is sort of all those sort of beats, that like your song, your tune. And whenever I put it on, like when I'm practicing for this cycling, it just sends you somewhere, and it just everyone just switches off, and it's so like it's just
amazing.
It is amazing. It's just like the music just takes over, and it's lovely. Just switching off and just being present, and like your voice does, it takes you somewhere. It
does. It takes me somewhere. It's my own voice, and I'm actually my friend got me in the studio one time. My friend, she was my friend last year, but come a bit of a part now. But she got me to the studio, and I sang on the track for her meditation class. So then everyone had the headphones on, they were listening to me in there, and they were like, "Wow, I just went on this journey." But
that's so nice. It's so unique, and it's something nice, different that you've got going on there as well.
Yeah,
not it's standard.
It's like as soon as I woke up, I've got ADHD as well, so if it seems like I'm like, oh, when I first woke up, it's like everything that I had my gifts, it's like it happened like boom, 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 boom. Everything come to me all at once, like all my clairs. I've got all the clairs. I just don't. I can read people. If I'm with people, I can look into their past lives without even feeling it. It's just, yeah, I love it, but sometimes I overdo myself. Sometimes I give too much, then I'm getting back, and then I get sick for a couple of weeks, and so now I've had to set boundaries in place. But yeah, it's a beautiful journey.
Do you feel you've gone through? Have you come to terms, or have you got closure with the trauma that you've been through, or is it a work in progress still for you?
I've got closure, but on this journey, it doesn't matter how spiritual you are, how positive you are, there's still layers, like an onion. There's layers and layers and layers.
Triggers, I suppose.
I do have a lot of problems with my womb and my stomach, and I feel like that's down to the trauma. So I do feel there's a little bit of the unanswered questions, but I'm not in a dark place with them as I used to be. I'm where I need to be right now, but I am going to go and do some healing soon.
Does that make you more passionate to help people that have been through similar trauma as yourself?
Yeah, it's strange because every time I only work with women, the odd man, but every time women come to me, or I'm doing my lives, or I'm getting readings, or I'm doing my circles, it's strange. Everyone has been through what I've been through. So it's like the universe is sending them all to me, and I love it. A lot of women are just like, Kayla, since I've met you, and I feel elevated. I feel like I've released a lot of trauma. And I don't give myself credit. I'm like, oh, really? So
how sad though, but for thinking that you're being protected and looked after, that you're one of probably millions and millions of people that have gone through that. It's so sad.
It is. It's sad, but it's made me who I am, and I wouldn't be here. And I've got a different view on it now. Like that, I knew, my soul knew what was coming in to come down on this planet. Like I knew I was going to have to go through all this, because if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be here now, and I wouldn't even know what spirituality was.
Of course.
So,
and all of it is that all of it makes you a stronger person and makes you more resilient and more appreciative and more grounded. But then there are obviously the people that don't find that, and they go off the rails, or they shut off to it, or they turn to other things to block it all out. And again, people don't always have the spiritual, the grounded people around them, and it's nice when we got shows like this that can make people more aware that they've got someone to turn to.
And it's because I had a call the other day off a lady, and she was really upset, and it was just lovely. She went, I only want to come and talk. So it wasn't like a reading. She's like, I just need someone to talk to, and and uplift. I feel closed off, and she left me a lovely review. So sometimes people can't get themselves out of that dark place they're in, and some people don't realize that they can just get themselves out of it. But even me, sometimes, only last month I was in a dark place. It's no one's perfect. We're all human. It happens to me like maybe once every 2 months that I get dragged down to like. But then I know I embrace that now, because I know I'm going to come out more on top than I was before. But I just love. I'm passionate about helping people. I just love it.
So you mentioned obviously some of the ways that you work, but you do work with the cards and with runes and other tools, I believe.
Yeah, I use the runes I was using, but I lost them, and I thought maybe that's because the universe doesn't want me to use them.
Sign,
So I've never taught myself. I've never taught or done a course in tarot. So it's a bit strange how I've got tarot and I use them, and everyone says I'm spot on. So I use tarot. I've got
your own interpretation.
I interpret it the way I want to interpret it. It's so weird.
I've got random decks of cards over the years, and sometimes I just randomly pick one up and I'll go, okay, and I know like basic things about it, but then I'll interpret it to what's going on in my life at that time.
Exactly. And I had a little fit a couple of months ago, threw all my cards out and my crystals and everything. So I was thinking, I don't need nothing, because everything's within me. Everything's within me. So I did end up buying a pack of gold tarot cards, the foil ones, because they look lovely. And I've connected with them ever since. So I use them on the lines. I use them on my lives. I use them at everyday life. Sometimes when I'm feeling a bit stressed, I'll pick some. And I love Kyle Gray, so I've got loads of his cards. And I've got a pendulum sometimes, but I only have them because people ask me. If I had it my way, I'd just sit here right now and just connect without anything. But people like to use tarot, and and I love them. I used to be scared of tarot, you know. I wouldn't use them. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, they've got evil
What's going to come up?
No, I was thinking they were evil spirits.
Oh, really?
But they're really good. I like them, and everyone's happy, and I've been on the lines for about a month, I think. And everyone likes me using the tarot on the lines. I've only had the odd couple of people that ask me to connect to spirit.
Yeah. What sort of ages do you speak to?
What do you mean?
Like what sort of people do come through to the phone lines? Is it like 20-year-olds, 50-year-olds?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, clients. So, what generally do you get?
I actually, it's so strange. As a little girl this was before I was on here, a little girl come in my life, and she was about 12, I think, but her mum was in there as well. So I went to a house, her mum was there as well, went to a house, give her a healing, and I walked in the house, and mum went, she's your biggest fan. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. So I give her a healing, give her a reading. And then I've had 20-year-olds. I've done a baby who's 6 months old in hospital. I sent healing. They had bronchitis or something to do with the chest. And the woman messaged me back the next day. She went, oh my God, Kayla, the baby was unresponsive before you give the healing. So I only do 10 minutes on children, but mainly on it's strange. I've had a lot of older people come to me recently, maybe in the 70s, 60s. I've had primary school teachers, I've had head teachers, I've had police. I'm like, wow. I've had poets. I think
because you're more open to it a little bit later on in life. Like we were saying, like in your 20s, you're partying, you're starting your careers or whatever. Unless you've been brought up in the psychic world, unless your mum's maybe a psychic, or maybe you're quite spiritual, you're into your yoga and Pilates, and maybe your children have been brought up in that way. Most people probably don't come out or want to be aware of it until later in life.
No, you're right, because in your 20s, you just, like you say, you part. In my 20s, all I was doing was partying. But mind you, I had my first child. I was pregnant at the age of 21. I was married. I was age 21, and then I just stopped drinking, stopped doing everything, and I just kept having. I was having kids then, so I didn't really. Yeah, sorry, I've got my spiritual brain. Sometimes I forget what's being said. That's a part of being a psychic as well. You'll be talking and you'll be like, what was I even talking about?
Just that obviously, in your 20s, you're not as aware or wanting to have maybe psychic readings at that age.
But actually, a lot of when 20-year-olds come to me, it's always because of a boy. So a lot of 20-year-olds I do get, but they're all coming for me for the partners or the boyfriends. Not on about like proper life stuff, only when you're in your 50s or 60s. I get that.
More like, when am I going to get a job? Am I going to get a boyfriend? When will I get married? When will I have a baby?
Yeah, that's the normal. They're the normal readings I do, and relationship readings, love, work. But it's all the same. I think everyone they're eager to know what's going to happen. But I keep saying to people sometimes, I don't really like telling people the future, but I tell them anyway, and I say to them, don't take my word. I'm not 100% on everything I say. Entertainment purposes only. I just say that to cover my back sometimes, but everyone comes back to me. They're like, Kayla, you were spot on, and I'm like, oh, thank you.
But and again, that's interesting. Again, with the some people want to just be able to sort out the past to be able to move forward and not so bothered about the future, because I suppose things can change and free will, and you're not just looking at that person getting that job, you're looking at the boss maybe has a change of mind, or the company, so things can obviously change. But I guess it's probably more beneficial if you're looking at the past, because that can help you move on or get some closure on things.
I get a lot of people get closure on things. Some people, I've helped people's people who've gone missing in the past, people who have died. I've helped people get closure on stuff that's happened. Like, for example, there was a boy that went missing in Turkey last year. Something to do with Jay. He went missing, and I was on TikTok at the time, and I kept drawing places where this kid could be, drawing. And and then we done a remembering for him. And then after that, I started getting a lot of people coming to me whose loved ones have gone missing. So I had one message and it was off a girl, and she's like, my daughter's gone missing, and I did everything for free. So then I told her everything. She come back to me and she went, oh my God, you've told me more than the police have told me in one day. And everything I told her, she actually found a daughter in London with a man who was over the age, who was older. And I said, an Italian man as well. And she went, oh my God, Kay, the police have actually found her now, and you were spot on.
Wow. I mean, that's rewarding, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah. So I help a lot of people through like past people who have died, people who have, you know, people who was meant to give messages before they died, people who have been stuck in the past. So yeah, there's just a lot.
Are you quite open in telling people, or are you quite sort of choosy of who you'll tell what you do?
I don't know. I just, what do you mean, like talk about topics with people, like helping?
So if somebody said to you, what do you do? Would you feel comfortable saying I'm a psychic?
Oh, I'm out there, me. I didn't even need to tell anyone. I just walk down the street and everyone knows what I do.
You need a T-shirt that says I am a psychic.
Yeah, well, my son, I've got 4 children. And my son, he went to me, Mum, I had my awakening when I was 7 and he's 9 now. He's in school telling us teachers, giving us teachers readings. I'm like, you can't do that. But I'm thankful that he's got a spiritual teacher. But, you know, sometimes I don't tell people. If I'm sitting down with someone, and it's weird, I'll be sitting down with people next to me, they'll be talking about psychics. And I'll be like, this is weird. So I'll just be quiet sometimes, because I can tell if I said I'm a psychic, they'll just be like, but other than that, I'm bubbly. I've got ADHD. I never stop talking, and I'm just out there sometimes.
It's so funny that you just said that. You know, some people just know that you've got that gift without you even having to say so. Because I do massage at Centre Parks. I work in the spa there, and literally I do get it occasionally that one of the ladies they sort of try to suss it out and say, oh, have you ever had a psychic reading, or have you ever been told that you're a natural healer? And I'll be like, oh, funny you should say that. I mean, I work around psychics. I have for quite a while. They went, I knew it. Just because of doing like a scalp massage or, you know, doing anything like that, they obviously can sense. I think some people who are massage therapists just go through the motions, just do the job. But I think I just really take it on board, and I can really feel sometimes their sadness and stuff like that when I'm giving them massages. And it's just nice to be able to give them something which I can see brings a lot of relief and relief.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. But isn't it strange how people can just like look at you and know that you've got a gift?
Yeah.
And I'm like, one woman was staring at me the other day. She kept saying at me, and I'm like, why is she saying at me? And then she walked over to me and went, you've got gifts, haven't you? I went, yeah, I have. But it makes me happy, and it fills my soul and my heart up when I know someone else has got comfort from what I'm telling them.
Yeah.
And I didn't used to believe in myself. I didn't used to believe what I was saying. And you know, everyone was like, Kayla, you need to just believe in yourself. And so yeah, I just now I do. I believe in myself a lot. And it makes me happy, and my children as well. I try and bring my children into it, and you know, sometimes if they're in bed, I'll stick meditation, and I'll just sing upstairs in the corridor and send healing to them. And it's beautiful. I don't know when I'll be without my gifts now. I feel like I'm just me.
I do something similar. I do it with my daughter. We'll put meditation music on, or some relaxing music, and then we've got like a sort of swinging chair that we've like a little Zen garden area, and she'll come and say to me, Mummy, can we go and meditate, or can we go and, you know, say what we're grateful for? Every so often we'll go over then, and in there she goes to a Christian school, and they do this thing where they roll their hands, they go amen like this, and clap their hands. So we always go, she goes, I always make sure she says what she's grateful for and what's the things that she appreciates in life, and then say maybe what she would like to come for the future or things like that. And she's really sweet when she does. She's only 6 years old, but she's already quite naturally doing that, which is nice.
Oh, how old? She's 6.
6, yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
She doesn't listen to me, but she likes doing that sort of thing.
What does she move her hands? Did you say?
So when they do, because she goes to a Christian school, when they ever do their praise or something, they roll their hands and they go amen, and then they get like clap their hands together. So she always says that after she says what she's grateful for, and they always do like a little wish to the moon and things like that. But I would say you can't wish for anything unless you said what you're grateful for and what if you appreciate in life first.
I just love children who are into it like that. It's just lovely, and I try and get my kids into it sometimes. My youngest daughter she's 8. When she was 6, she's like that as well. But my other 3, I think because of the trauma that I've been through in the marriage, and they've seen it. I feel like sometimes my daughter's got autism, so she closes herself off and keeps herself in the room all the time. And I'm struggling with it at the moment, but I'm like trying to bring the spiritual side out. And she's like, I don't believe in that, Mum. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes.
Well, I'm always here when you are.
Yeah.
When you're ready, come and see me.
But yeah, it's just it's a beautiful thing, and I love working on the lines as well. There's a lovely people who call you. I used to I've worked on another phone line before, but it wasn't as nice as Honest Answer.
Right answer. Nice.
What do you do then?
So
are you a psychic? Are you a psychic?
So basically, no, I mean, I don't do psychic readings for anyone, but I've naturally been just, around obviously so many psychic people. Yeah, I presented another psychic show for 15 years.
I was on that. I was working on that one. I was working on that one as well.
Oh, were you? Ah, nice.
Yeah.
So that was a long time just learning all about it. And I suppose I've just naturally taken on lots of things. But no, I've never done it like actual psychic readings. Maybe for my friends or like children. I might pick out a card. Or when my son, we go shopping sometimes, I'll tell him that he loves the crystals and he'll go and select a crystal and things like that. So yeah, I'm open to it. But I think I've come to, again, I'm not being even big-headed, but I'm very content in my life. I feel like, I appreciate everything. Like I've got everything that I could ever imagine. It hasn't always been like that, but I'm in a really good place. I don't feel that I need to necessarily have psychic readings. It's nice to have psychic readings, obviously. Yeah. But in my 20s, I was asking questions all the time. But like I said, now I'm happily married. I got my children, lovely home. I've got a job, very grateful, very happy. So I'm not searching for anything. I've got everything that I want, and anything else is just a bonus now, really, for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So well, obviously you work on the phone lines, but have you ever been interested in doing things like platform shows or working in spiritual churches or anything like that?
Yeah, I do women's circles. I used to run them in person last year. And then I've got like my son goes to a gym and they do psychic evenings on a Tuesday in there.
Oh yeah.
And the lady said that if I want to take a bit on the stage, I can do it. But for some reason, I've been saying it since a year now, I'll go. Some reason I'm getting stopped from going there. And I think it's because the universe is pushing me out to do something on my own. So I was thinking last week to actually rent the hall out and do like a psychic evening in there, or maybe do another circle. But I am doing a psychic night on TikTok as well, where I'm going to get people in and I'm going to pull questions and connect to spirit and stuff. But I do want to get myself out there a bit more, and I want to bring my singing as well. So
definitely.
Yeah,
that would like a sound bath or something would be amazing.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I'm envisioning myself with this crystal bowls, and then me just sitting there, and I've got the bowls here and I'm just doing my videos, and because I feel like that'll be really good. But I've got 4 kids, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, but then something will come up and then I won't do it, and then something will come up.
Find that right time.
But I feel like I'm working on myself right now, and then I'm giving myself till March. I've got my theory to do, my driving. After I've done all that, I think a lot of things will open up for me, and then I can go and do more events in person. So
yeah, lovely.
I just want to. I just don't want to sing so much. I just want to sing, and I want to teach as well. I want to start teaching. I can teach angelic Reiki. I can teach UC, and I want to set my own psychic development course as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and teach people. I'm helping a lady right now, one-on-one, open up, and she's got gifts, but she just needs a little bit of a push. She needs a little bit of tools. She needs a little bit of advice, and so I've been helping her. I've been activating a DNA, activating a third eye. I've been working with her, and she's coming really good. Yep. So now I'm thinking if I can do it with one person,
of course,
probably do it with a group on Zoom. So that's my aim. Aim, and then hopefully get a shop and have like a little healing room, and all my little things in there as well.
Yeah, so lots to come then, because I mean you have come into it quite late on, haven't you? So there's still so much to do. I mean, there's always something you can learn in the psychic world all the time.
Yeah, there is, but I don't really go to anyone. It's weird, it's strange. I feel like I know quite a lot. The only
Hmm.
things that I probably wouldn't really know is that I haven't really dived into is astronomy. That's the
Hmm.
only thing that I haven't dived in. I know that I'm in the 12th house of secrets. I'm an Aries.
Hmm.
So there's still a lot in me that I need to give. But I feel like I know quite a lot, and
Yeah.
I'm quite confident working with people as well. But like I say, there's always stuff that we can learn every day. There's always something new to learn, and I'm
Yeah.
willing to learn.
And so when obviously I'm not wishing you think time is up or anything, but when this is all done and dusted, do you think you'll go back to your alien lands then?
I feel like what's happening now is that the planet is waking up. There's a
Yeah.
mass spiritual awakening. We're all waking up to, we're more than just a human being.
Hmm.
And we're ascending. So what's happening right now is that we're coming out of we're coming into the golden era from the 3D to
Yeah.
the 5D. Don't know how much that you know or how much you research,
Hmm.
but I do feel things are getting better. Yeah, I don't talk on it too much because then I go down a rabbit hole and I just won't stop talking. But I believe that once I'm done and I've completed my mission, that
Yeah.
I'll go back to where I come from and
Yeah.
I'll go back to the stars, or I can come back and reincarnate on this planet, which I don't want to.
What would you be? Would you be a human again, or would you be something else?
No, I'll probably be an alien. I don't want to be a human again. I've done this many lifetimes.
You're done with your lessons.
Yes, I'm done. I've learned, but I've got a lot of abandonment issues to get over. I still have fear in me. I still
Hmm.
fear the unknown. I still have fear about, like, for example, working on the lines. I was like, oh my God, what if no one likes me? What if this happens? What if this
Mm.
happens? I messaged Georgia last night. I went, Georgia, I'm so sorry I haven't logged on. My kids have beat, my daughter's got this. She's like, don't worry, don't worry. I'm like, okay.
And for
So
people listening, George is the lady who helps run things behind the scenes.
she's lovely, isn't she?
She is lovely.
She is nice. I was shocked when she messaged me, when she gave me a WhatsApp number. I was like, oh my God. But I
Ah.
feel, yeah, I just feel
So
like I'm at that, yeah,
I was going to say, so moving forward, I mean, obviously we know where we can get hold of you. We're going to ask
yes,
you in a few minutes how people
yeah,
can do that. But before then, I mean, is there anything that we should now be aware from now until the end of the year or coming into the new year? What's the energy going to be like for a lot of people? Is it going to be, quite a good sort of year coming up, or is it going to be a
yeah.
more struggling or settling?
No, I feel like, we've got a lot of good things that are happening. This month is gratitude in November. So it's all about practicing gratitude, being what you're grateful for. We're moving out of the dark here into the light now. So then November the 19th, we've got a lot of karma that is being released from people who've Aries, Cancer, Scorpio. There's some other star signs in there as well. But it's like we're coming out of that 15-year karmic cycle. So this is
All
why
right.
I'm starting to like a lot of good things. I'm at Aries, so a lot of good things are happening for me right now. So I feel like this year, we've got 2024 was the year of exposure, which we know a lot of things have been happening in the media, a lot of things have been coming out. And
Mm.
right now, for light workers and star seeds and people who are on their spiritual journey, it's going to start getting better for them. So just stay in your heart at all times, be positive. If you're in your mind about things or you hear the chitter chatter, I just say to people, just close your eyes and breathe, take 3 deep breaths into the heart, and just because the heart is the portal, the heart is your own universe, and whatever you want to manifest comes from the heart. And if you're thinking in your mind and all this negative things, you're going to bring that into your reality. So you are
Mm.
the creator of your reality. You have free will. So this year, I advise people to just meditate, come back into themselves, back into the soul, and just work on whatever it is you want to manifest. But the most important thing of all is gratitude and just seeing the light in everyone.
Amazing. Oh, Kayla, it's been so lovely to chat to you today.
Thank
I've been
you.
like just talking to her friend. It's been very
I
nice and
know.
natural and having a good old chin wag.
Oh.
But obviously, there's going to be lots of people listening that would love to have maybe a reading with you. So how will they be able to get a hold of you on Ask the Answer?
So on Ask the Answer, you can get hold of me with my PIN is 700467. And you will not be disappointed.
You won't indeed.
I also, sorry to butt in again.
When
I'm doing readings, because I'm a natural healer, you also get a healing as well. It just happens naturally.
Perfect. There you go. Nice. Oh, well,
you.
Kayla, thank you so much. It's been lovely to speak to you. I look forward to hearing more about you and what you get up to in the future. But thanks for joining us today and good luck for the future.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Take care. Bye. Thanks for listening to Ask the Answers podcast. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and save to your library. Remember, there are hundreds of psychic readers available on our website for readings 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To triple your credits on your first purchase, visit asktheanswer.com and click on the new customer offer banner.